So, Hare Krishna Aditya, welcome to our channel.
Hare Krishna, Varena. Thank you.
So, our team Tatvaras is really grateful because you have taken your time and kindly have come for this podcast. Thank you for that.
Thank you for the opportunity. Grateful to be here.
Thank you. So, first, let me define the purpose of this podcast. So, this podcast will mainly discuss regarding the interview questions that we have faced, both in during the past placement times and also during your switch. Also, we will discuss regarding the resources you have studied and how you have studied, and these the target audience will be those who will be appearing for the campus placements and also those who are trying for lateral hires. Okay. So, Aditya, so please start by introducing yourself.
Hello, I am Aditya, and I've done my bachelor's in statistics from Hindu College, Delhi University. Followed by I have done a master's degree. I have a master's degree from ISI Kolkata, and Mainak is my classmate. I've known him for almost 4 years now. He's my good friend. Right. It's been very nice studying statistics after after holding a 5 years degree. I hold a special place for a subject in my heart. I keep studying it sometimes. I keep visiting it through YouTube or through books or some way or the other, and my job keeps pushing me towards learning more about it. So I'm working as a data scientist in a company, and so recently I've switched my job as a model validator into another big company. So I wanted to talk about that. What I wanted to talk a little about what my work used to be and what I have learned from that and how it helped me switch to my new job. So yeah, that is the basic idea I wanted to give you guys through this podcast.
So, Aditya, so I have heard when I first met you, you were the topper of DU and you got a PGP of around 9.99.
So this is the man, you have made it public. So this is really going to be online, huh?
Uh,
Just edit this part out. Oh, I think, yeah, I mean, when I completed my 12th class, I always wanted to become, I always wanted to go into this IIT because I think that's how every Telugu family thinks. And I could not make into IIT, so I was completely low, depressed and all. And finally, when I went to Delhi University, I thought I should be at par with my people. So at par with my friends. The basic thing I had to do was studying. So it was the basic motivation. But after that, the subject itself was like interesting enough to keep me pushing. So yeah, that's what basically helped me study. But it's not that I kept studying all the time. I had a good time in college, like a really good time. I still cherish some of the interesting moments.
right, very good. So, Aditya, so now let's back to the topic. So, can you please tell the resources that you have studied during both your placements and also for your it's switching the components?
So when I was in college, so when we were in college, so we wanted to become data scientists. Yes. So because we were studying statistics, and if you are going into a job that involved stats, that would be data science. So data scientists were the jobs, and many companies came to our college usually, and most of them involved similar kind of questioning or testing, most of them, and some of them have a little tweaks here and there. But the basic idea of regarding stats, you should study probably for the placements, or I did back then, were the logistic regression, linear regression, and the decision trees and the random forest and such things. And more than that, I don't think I am studying anything much more than that today also. Probably some neural networks and all are added up. But yes, a little theoretical knowledge. But the only thing is, in ISI, it was a little easier to get placed. because everyone was going to get a placement anyway. So it was easier to get placed. So it was not very stressful or tense time, I would say. But I enjoyed the placements time. So the placement I had, the interview was scheduled around 1:30 in the night, and we all cleared. And fortunately, you also came to the same company. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we all cleared the company. So it was very nice.
Okay. So, Aditya, so for appearing in the interview, you also need to prepare the resumes, right? So many people ask ki why first of all, where to make the resume and what are the things to put in the resume? Like, can we pass in the resume or it is not wise to bluff?
It's not worth. It's not worth taking the risk, I would say. But yes, I mean, probably if you are wise enough. But the thing is, so while I was making my resume back in college, so we were all using Word first. So we had a standard template that included sections like some basic bio about yourself and a little education section, followed by some academic projects and any special achievements that you have, any positions held, or any extracurricular activities, and all. These were the major sections. So, and the basic template was made in Word. But but as I went as I went ahead in placements, I understood that LaTeX resumes usually looked much better. Like even if you are writing the same content, the LaTeX resumes in general look much better, and they give that feel of premium. They give that premium feel. So I think that's a worth that. And today you're already getting ChatGPT and all in hand, so you can easily use AI to make resumes using ChatGPT and all. So I think you should make sure that these sections should be there, and re- according to whatever job you're applying. Let's say if that is a job that involves you to model, then probably your resume must involve some projects that are related to modeling, or at least some keywords that are related to modeling. At least that will help you filter out the resume. Otherwise, there is no chance you're standing. And the things that you are going to leave out are like a completely financial, which does not involve anything, any data analysis at all, right? Anything that is highly financial, you wouldn't want that to reflect in your resume because that is not the kind of job you are applying for. So I would say you need to tailor your resume a little to the job you are applying for. And if you're applying at Naukri and all, then I think updating your resume every single day, even if you are updating the same resume, just updating it every single day, I think it will give you an edge because it will show updated today to the recruiter. So that
Okay, okay. So you have mentioned one thing, ki just tailor your resume according to the job roles you are applying, not just put the same resume everywhere.
Yeah.
So that you will get an edge like those who follow that. Yeah, very good. And also, you have mentioned about AI tools like ChatGPT for preparing the resume. So, have you used it while you're preparing for the interviews?
Yeah, I mean, it helped me really a lot. While preparing for my interview, like while I was giving just about 4 months ago, ChatGPT was the one that helped me a lot. So I asked, so I had a basic job description about the job I was applying for, and I had similar job descriptions. I put 3 or 4 descriptions, and you give them to ChatGPT, and you put a simple prompt, let's say, that would say, I want to apply for jobs that are similar to these roles. Give me a basic structure of all the topics that I need to study, and probably like uh, bullet them into or separate them into sections and give some neatly bulleted structure. And you put that structure, save that structure somewhere, and you keep answering each part of that structure like one by one, and you can go deep into it. Like if you don't understand, I think language models these days have become like really, really good. And for research and studying purposes, I think they are like very reliable. You can ask very deeper questions that you probably did not think about, or it will also give you sometimes some direction of thinking.
Yeah, so basically asking for the mathematics and also for intuition in layman terms.
Yeah, so how I use is I basically first use it for a layman understanding, and then probably for a 15-16-year-old understanding, and then for a 25-year-old, and then I'll ask it to put all the complex math and all everything into some nice illustrative examples and a story kind of thing, so that it will be like a good memorable story, right?
Right, right. Actually, in interviews also, many interviewers ask to explain it in layman terms because they don't
Right.
know statistics.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're explaining it in layman terms, that means you also have understood it much better. I think that is
Yeah. And also, I think another thing is important is to relate it to business interpretation, right? Not just theoretically.
right. So when I was studying for my interviews, so although as a data scientist, you must be studying all the necessary things like logistic, linear regressions, and all the things that I've just mentioned. But you might also, in some of the interviews, I faced questions like fixed income securities, which is completely unrelated to stats. But still, it will be fun. You can study such things because fixed income securities is something you wouldn't expect to see in interviews. But it's like there are loan products, and instead of the bank or the lender facing the entire loan exposure, they'll make products out of loans that they can sell to investors, and then the loan risk would be spread across the market itself. And there is some math, and there is a neat story behind behind these fixed income securities. And I faced two interviews where such questions were asked, and I think that's an important topic you should touch. That's also really fun. You should learn that.
Okay, so Aditya, so can you please recall like your placement time and just tell some of the questions that you have faced?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you mean in our college placement time, or?
Yeah, yeah. You can tell both first the college placement and then for you giving the switch of your jobs.
Okay, so in our college placement, so the first one of the interviews I remember, uh, it had a case study kind of thing, in which I had to give them a strategy so that there is, let's say they had a brand, and they want to promote their brand on Google without actually paying Google. Yeah. Right. How would they strategize to promote their brand or their website link so that it will get displayed in the top results always?
Okay, search engine optimization there.
Right. Something like that. And some of them involved like some basic stats. Let's say you have some data, and let's say uh, it's a data that has some names and all. Let's say India, China, and all. And you have some missing values in that. Then how would you proceed to impute them? Then that wish. Yeah, data preparation is really, really important. It is often misunderstood, but it's really important. Yeah. So yeah, we need to stick to the basics first. Like the before fitting the model is where all the work is happening. Fitting the model, I think everyone does.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so any coding questions you have faced?
So in our college placement, I did not face coding questions. Uh, for the interviews I had given. In this recently, I had some coding rounds as well, in which I had some basic Python coding questions and some lead code kind of question. If you use lead code, you can find some similar problems there.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can solve lead code problems and similar interface is also used, so you will get familiar also.
Okay. So, also, can you please tell the questions that you are facing during your switch? In some basic, you switch from other jobs.
Yeah, so the interviews, they go like this. Let's say, so they ask you. So I was applying for a model validation role. So the model validation role would involve validating so many business models or any credit risk models that they had built in house, and so they want, and many of them would be logistic or XGBoost or such models. So you need to have a basic idea of how a validation report goes. So it'll be like, so they'll ask you, how would do you know any of the validation regulations? So there are some regulations like SR 11.7 or SR 11.23 or something like that, that are followed standard across like multinational companies. So you need to know some. There are like 5-6 pointer structured SR 11.7 documentation themes. You need to know about that, and they're very simple. And I think ChatGPT itself answers.
Okay.
Right.
So when we go into an interview, so there are two types of questions. Like one that we can predict, and some comes that we can't predict, like out of the box questions. So have you faced any such question that is in your head?
हाँ मतलब because so let's say so there was this interview. I was asked that I had to think of two matrices A and B such that AB minus BA should be an identity matrix.
Oh, it's a BSc question. Like, it can't be right. It can't be.
Yeah, it can be. But so that's a question you wouldn't expect because that's not the job you're applying for. But still, they were there. You need to stick to basics, like study some math. But mainly, whenever you're studying, uh, whenever you're studying the necessary what topics for the interview, it's always important for you to know the math behind it and basic intuition, at least, like why the thing is working when it is working. Otherwise, it's a problem.
Correct, Ramesh. You need to have both the intuition and the mathematics behind it.
Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. So next is about networking. Like I want to ask, like, did networking help like with alumni of your
Yeah.
college?
So I had taken a lot of referrals from my friends and from senior.
It's the standard procedure, right?
So more than I had applied on LinkedIn or Naukri, I had stuck to the referrals. So the ISI referrals really, really work. So yeah. So more than seniors also. I mean, I had my batchmates from many companies. So I had a reference from all of them, and every referral got converted into an interview.
Yeah. So building a proper like
Yeah, proper network is
very important.
very necessary.
Yeah. Otherwise, in case of high competition, it's very difficult to land a very good result. Okay. So so interview, there is also known as the HR round, right? Where they don't
Hmm.
touch about your qualitative aspect, not just the educational aspect. So, what do you feel like? What qualities should the interviewer actually look for in general?
I think in interviews, at least, they'll be a little particular with your dressing style. At least be formal in interviews. At least in interviews. So if later on, if your company allows, that's a different story. But I think for interviews, it's better you wear formals and talk talk dignified. That's all. And just don't try to joke around so that you show that you're not nervous. Try to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they are asking you what percentage of hike you are expecting and all, you don't have to back off. If you have a number in mind, you can tell that, and they'll tell whatever number they have in their mind. So it's you don't have to back off. It's fine. So
Like it's really fine to be honest. That's it.
yeah. Honesty is what works.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end, honesty helps. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Aditya. So any advice from your side to our juniors?
Yeah, I mean, see, in this time, especially when ChatGPT and all are around, I think you should take a real advantage of all the language models. And it really doesn't matter what you are studying. And these days, I've been studying physics and chemistry also for no reason, because just these tools are around and available. When you just have a thought about something and you immediately have an access to know everything about it, and you can go deeper and deeper into specific questions, it'll really help you. You don't realize you are doing research about something, but you are ending up doing research about it, and then you are learning and discovering it all the right questions about the topic by yourself. I think using language models really helps you understand and develop an intuition regarding any topic. It doesn't matter whether it is science or politics. I think you should make a habit of doing research about your thoughts. And even for interviews, the same thing goes. If you are studying a specific topic, just at least try to have a conversation with the AI agent as if you're having it with a real person, and see what it has to say. And if it is giving you any new idea, just extrapolate more on that idea. Just go more into that. Don't worry about losing the main branch, right? Just take whatever branch, go with the flow, and you will end up learning a lot of different dimensions in the topic.
So basically, ChatGPT can act as a group discussion buddy type of thing, right?
Yeah. And if you have notes and all, you can study notes. But yes, I think language models also, they really change how you study. You should really make use of them.
Yeah, learning has become fun because of this.
And how do you find your new job?
So basically, same referrals. Networking is very important. That our juniors should actually focus on. Actually,
Hmm.
it's very.
I think, yeah, I think we should plan some alumni meet or something someday.
Yeah, we can get looking. We can. Yeah, we can try to build a community,
Hmm.
good community.
What we can do is, let's start a Insta page. Or do you have an Insta page for what you are doing now?
No, currently, his channel doesn't have any stuff in this.
So you start an Insta page, ask everyone to follow it, so that everyone in that followers group will have a network of that followers. So that's the moment.
Thanks for the choice. We will try to implement it in the future. And get Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, bhai, Hare Krishna. Bye bye. See you.
Bye.
See you.